reflection today, I thought about the bombing, the Boston Marathon bombing, just how chaotic. You guys might have seen that on TV. Just how chaotic that was just a few weeks ago when somebody set off some bombs at the finish line, and there were body parts, and there was explosions, people screaming and blood and stuff. And then I thought about the Oklahoma tornadoes just from earlier this week, and the devastation, and just it was chaotic in there. And you guys, you managed yourself through the chaos. And in a real disaster, it will be chaotic like that. Probably more so because you will have just been through the disaster also. So your adrenaline will be even much higher, and you'll be really, really concerned for your friends and your teachers and stuff. So I think you guys, we're going to talk about what we did right, what we did wrong. There'll be lessons learned, but I think you guys handled yourself really well, and I saw a lot of good working with each other and problem solving and talking about things. When somebody wanted to do a lift a certain way, you guys would actually stop and talk with each other and say, well, but can't we do it this way? Well, why not? Well, how about this way? So I saw good communication and willingness to listen to each other's opinions and ideas too, so that was good. But first, before we get into all the goods and lessons learned, I want to say thank you very much to the actors, all the actors. Can all the actors just stand up real quick?
Yes, there we go. Excellent job, actors. Really.
You guys, we couldn't have anywhere near the realistic scenario if we didn't have you. It's just different with the mannequins. You guys saw the mannequins get left last each time because it's just different when they're not real. And having all of you guys be the actors and making noises and talking and being scared and all the different things that you guys acted out, that really made it realistic. And so we appreciate the time you guys took and sacrificed to do that. So thank you very much. And being willing to lay there for so long on the uncomfortable cement floor and stuff. So thank you all very much. Yeah, good job, guys. I want to start with Barb. Barb was overseeing the medical treatment area. And we're going to talk about medical treatment area first, and then we're going to go back and talk about the search and rescue. So Barb?
Okay, yeah. Initially, what Kenna was doing was getting the area set up, getting her tarps out, and getting her materials there. And she did a really nice job getting everything set up the best you can, because you have to look at what area you have to work with. Then she started getting all the victims coming in. She was getting them all to the different tarp areas where she needed to have them. The hard part always with medical is at some point you've got way more victims than you have people. And trying to keep a handle on that is really hard. One of the things that Kenna ended up doing was trying to assign people to a victim so that they would stay with that person and keep an eye on them. It's just a really hard part of the whole thing. She had people bleeding and was getting them bandaged up and broken bones. There were some real noisy actors. Who were those noisy ones? Oh yes, oh yes.
Sergio! He was hitting people.
They're
going crazy.
Very good and very realistic, and that really heightens up the whole feeling in there. It makes it harder for everyone. Kay did a great job being so anxious about her mom. She was borrowing my mom. But very well done. The actors did a good job. Kenna was hanging in there trying to keep her people on task and working where they needed to be. We can, whenever you have a situation like this, there's a lot of learning to be done. What did you feel about it, Kenna?
Kenna's right here. Right? Michaela. Oh, Kenna, were you in charge?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I don't know. It was really stressful myself. I had a really hard time not freaking out. Because everyone's screaming at you, and then you have to think what you have to do, and then they're screaming what they want you to do.
That's a really good point, because the victims are telling you to do one thing, but you have to think, what am I really supposed to do? What should I do? That's a real tension that you have to deal with. It raises your stress level, huh? It's not easy to be the one in charge.
I thought I was going to suck my mask in my throat.
Oh, were you hyperventilating a little bit? Yeah.
It's easy to do.
It's not easy to be the one in charge, and you did a really good job. Thanks for hanging in there and experiencing that stress, the extra stress that the one in charge has. It's a lot of extra stress.
It is.
It's
It's really hard.
Yeah.
Yay!
Is there anything else you want to say?
It's good.
Tell us about search and rescue. What was it like for you? Again, Caleb was in charge. It is hard to be in charge. It's a lot of extra pressure. Tell us what it was like for you.
It was terrible.
Was it?
Yeah, there's so many people screaming and then other people asking what to do, what do we do with this? And then just like people not reading the tags and noticing what's wrong with other people and having to go back through and fix what they missed and then just try and get them to where they need to be. And even I made some mistakes, but I mean,
We all do.
it's basically just have to learn from it next time, try and
Yeah.
pay more attention to what's going on and see what they really need and get them in the right place. Other than that,
That's a good idea. I mean, you do. You just learn. These are great experiences to learn from. And I think because some of the actors were so verbal and they created that extra stress, it's easy to try to rush too much and do what they're saying and that kind of thing and give them maybe too much attention. And so think about in the future, how can I focus and stay kind of a little bit in a bubble so that I'm keeping my mind focused on my training rather than letting those loud patients dictate what you're doing. And so it's really normal to have those loud people, you know, put that extra stress and detract you. But you're absolutely right. We can learn from this, and if we learn from it, then we won't have to go back as many times to reassess. So that's a really good assessment, and you know that's good. The other thing, as the person in charge, what you may want to think about whoever is in charge next time, because it may not be Caleb in a real emergency, it might be one of you. Think about maybe you shouldn't be doing the actual assessments or doing the actual things, and you should be seeing what the rest of your team members are doing and say, could you reassess them? Or let's not move them yet because I see a red over here, you know. So you might want to think about that kind of a role as the leader rather than as the doer, more of a coach, director type thing.
also, like if you're the leader and they start to assess someone, just like sit there and see like they're taking away someone that's a red. Just sit there and talk to the people that are yellow and make sure that you can get them to know that they're going to get out of there. Instead of just leaving them and going with the other person, just stay there and talk to them, keep them calm.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. Yeah, good.